Hello, you amazing rock stars. I am so excited to be here today for our Longarm Prep welcome party for our fall 2022 cohort. Y'all, it is amazing to me that this is already our third cohort of Longarm Prep. And it is amazing to me how many rock stars have had the opportunity to overcome their fear of their long arm, move from being a new or nervous long arm quilter into a confident long arm quilter, finishing your quilts, making the most of that investment. So if you are here with me live right now, or if you're watching on the replay, go ahead and say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I see that Amy is already here from Keto, and Tracy is here from Tennessee. Welcome, rock stars. Y'all, there are 43 amazing rock stars signed up for this cohort, and I am just so excited to get to spend the next weeks with y'all, with your fellow long arm rock stars from the previous cohorts, working on our quilts together, getting those quilts finished, and most importantly, getting you to feel as confident as you deserve to feel. All right, are we ready? Let's see, Tracy just said, the mail delivered my practicing graduation kit. Perfect timing. Yay! Actually, that is a wonderful thing. I'm really glad that you mentioned that, Tracy. I'm going to go grab a link while I'm thinking about it. For those of you who have ordered long arm prep kits, now it's totally optional, but it does make it a little bit easier to have some quilts to practice on that you can follow along with the course and with the projects that I'm doing inside the course. And then it has everything you need for your graduation kit. This is the first time that we are doing a graduation at the end of our long arm prep cohort. Super excited about it. I know some of y'all have ordered and are waiting on those. I sent out a round earlier this week. It sounds like Tracy's was in that one. I have another round waiting on my shipping table in the back, and your batting literally just came in my door. So I was waiting on the batting. The pretty boxes will take a few more days. So if they are not here by about Tuesday, those kits are going in the mail regardless. So I want to get them in your hands so that from the get-go with this course, you're ready to roll. Okay. All right, let me make sure I've got all of my correct tabs pulled up. And without further ado, I want to welcome each of these amazing rock stars into Longarm Preparatory. Hello, Deborah from California. I am thrilled you are here. So I want to welcome each and every one of you to Longarm Prep who has signed up, as well as celebrate our returning rock stars who are tuning in to join in the fun today. Now, if you don't see your name, it doesn't mean you're not in. You don't need to panic. It just means you need to cause some hoopla in the comments, because it probably means you signed up after Clara so wonderfully finished putting together this slide presentation for us, okay? So if you've signed up in the last few hours, or if we happen to have any kind of tech glitch, if you don't see your name, just go ahead and make sure that you make some hoopla in the comments, and we will welcome you, all right? So meet your fellow Longarm Quilting Rock stars for cohort 3 of Longarm Preparatory. First up with our awesome A's, we have Alexa Beller. Welcome, Alexa. I'm so excited to have you in Longarm Prep. As I call your name, actually, let me say this before I go any further. As I call your name, if you are here live, make sure you holler in the chat, all right? And let me know what you are most excited about for this class. What are you most excited to practice or learn, all right? Next up, our creative C's. We have Sherry Heck and Chris Lemers. Welcome, rock stars. I am thrilled to have you. Then we have our dynamite D's. Also, shout out to Clara when we get to the K's for coming up with these wonderful superlatives. So Deborah Demick and Deborah Wilson, welcome. I see that at least Deborah Wilson is here in the chat. I'm so glad you're joining us live. What a special thing. The internet's amazing, isn't it? That we can connect in real time like this. I absolutely love it. Vanessa Robinson in Maple Grove, welcome. Next up, the great G's. Giuseppina, did I say your name right? I'm worried I didn't, so correct my pronunciation in the chat. I'm going to do my best. And Grace Clear, welcome. Now, we don't have your locations on here, so like I said, if you are in the chat, do let me know where you're tuning in from, because I know that we have at least a few countries represented in Longarm Prep now. Next up, we have our Jolly Jays, Janet Brown, Juliere or Juliere Hart, and Julie O. Welcome. Elizabeth says, here in Boston, my husband just bought me a long arm, which will come this week. So excited to be with you all to learn about how to use this wonderful machine. Oh, Elizabeth, that's wonderful timing. Oh, how magic. I love it. Welcome to the Kick K's, including Kelda Wash, and also I mentioned Clara, who came up with all of these superlatives. Welcome to Longarm Preparatory. Then we have the lovely L's, Lori Campbell and Lynetta Braun. Welcome, welcome. Elizabeth Wybe says, call me Beth. All right, Beth it is. Love that. Next, we have our marvelous M's, Madeline Marlowe, Marie Shabuski, Mary Bryant, Michelle Boro, Michelle Roberts, and Mona Lisa Jones. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Deborah Wilson says, I'm still shopping for a long arm. I think I want a Moxie, but I'm also Debbie unless I'm in trouble. Okay, y'all will have to correct me a couple of times, but I'll get it. I love that. So Debbie and Beth, I got this. And you're never in trouble in my class. So I also, though, I'm the person that I tend to just love full names. So bear with me. Bear with me. I'm going to do my best. I had to fight all my battles to stay Holly Ann my whole life. So I like it when y'all tell me your preferred name so that I can learn it properly. Also, Deborah, I have questions about you still shopping for your long arm. Like, how can I help? Ooh. I feel like we could talk about that during the orientation Q&A next week. Next up, our nifty ins. Welcome, Nancy East. I am thrilled that you are here. Janet Brown says, I'm going to rent one from my quilt shop and don't want to waste time. Yes, Janet. There's a couple of y'all who are renting. And I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be able to provide a resource that you can kind of rehearse with me before you go into the shop. I love that. Melanie says, hello, I faintly signed in. My long arm was delivered 3 days ago. I'm roaring to go. Yes, yes, yes. Melanie, I'm so excited for you. Perfect timing. Get all those. Well, depending on how it was delivered, it may already be put together. Mine have always arrived in pieces and I've had to assemble them. But I think generally when you buy from a dealer, they come and set it up for you, right? How delightful. How delightful. Welcome to the Pizzazzy Peas, Pamela Udolphin, Pat Salis, and Percy Jane Crooks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I love the spelling of pizzazzy. I am here for this. We like some good pizzazz around here. And our remarkable R's, Rebecca Kazada? Yes. Welcome, Rebecca. I am so glad to have you inside Longarm Preparatory. Melanie says, I have yet to assemble it myself. Oh, you can do it. What kind of long arm is it? Now I have even more follow-up questions. So if it is a handy quilter frame, so I have the Moxie on the loft frame. The hardest thing about it is that it's just a lot of screws. So when I first got my Moxie, it took me forever to set it up because I looked at the directions and went, ah, right? And then I got started and I realized it actually wasn't very complicated. It just has a lot of screws. So I feel like chances are high that your long arm frame will be similar. So don't let that freak you out. It's just tedious, but it's not hard. You got this. Welcome as well to our spectacular S's, Sophie Finch and Susan Skidmore. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, those of you who are in the chat as well, let me know what long arm you're on. What kind of machine do you have? Or what kind of machine will you be using if you're renting? I'm full of questions today. I will ask that question again during orientation next week, but I just like to get a feel for it. Melanie says, Cunique 21 Elite Pro on a Continuum 2 with a computer program. Melanie, you got all the fancy stuff. That is so cool. That is incredible. Oh my gosh, you're going to do so many good things. I cannot wait. The talented T's, Teresa Nero, Terry Brubaker, Terry Hunsberger, and Tracy Knapp. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Woo! Beth has a Moxie. Vanessa has a Cunique 15. Tracy has a Bernina Q24. Very nice. I love a Bernina Q24. You went all in. I love it, Melanie. Hey, if that is in your budget, that's part of your goals, like just do the thing. I love that. Both beat. And welcome to our vivacious V's, Vanessa Robinson. Welcome, welcome, Rockstar. Thrilled that you are here. Now, if you are here and you have signed up, but you did not see your name, holler at me in the chat because I want to make sure that I welcome you by name. All right. We do our very best to catch everybody. But if you sign up after we've made the spreadsheet or technology glitches, sometimes we don't have everyone's names. And I want each of you to feel welcomed and celebrated as we head into this cohort. All right. Then for those of you that may be here or maybe watching this on the replay shortly after this, I would love to know if you are still on the fence. If you're like, long arm prep sounds really interesting, but I'd like you to go over again what's in it, and I have some questions to help me decide if it's the right fit for me. And I am always here to help you make a wise decision about a purchase, especially when it's something related to your long arm, right? You've already made a big investment. You need to know if this is the right fit for you. All right. So if you're here and you didn't hear your name, holler at me in the chat. When I see it, I will call you out. And for those of you who may be here and still be deciding if this is the right fit for you, I'm going to plow into that. So Longarm Preparatory is my signature course for new, nervous, and aspiring long arm quilters. Now, I say aspiring long arm quilters for exactly folks like Debbie, right? That she's here, she knows she wants a long arm, but she's still making some decisions about exactly which one is right for her. I've had a whole bunch of rock stars, I mean, probably at least a dozen in the last, at least a dozen in the last just year of folks who have joined long arm prep saying, I know I want a long arm, but I want to get a feel for things before I make that investment, right? So if you're an aspiring long arm quilter, this is for you as well. Oh, Beth, perfect. I am so glad that I'm able to welcome you. So enrollment ends tonight, October 29th. So it is decision time, my dears. Longarm Preparatory is a comprehensive introduction to longarm quilting. So it will transform you from feeling scared of or overwhelmed by your longarm to confidently loading and quilting your own quilts in just a few weeks, like in time for Christmas. Okay, so if you've got a couple of tops that you're hoping to give as Christmas gifts, this class will get those quilted with you just in time for Christmas. Okay. Now, let me introduce you to a couple of the rock stars who have gone before you. First up is Gail S. Gail shares, I love the professionalism and teaching style. Never in my wildest dreams had I thought I could do this, but this class has made my long arming fun. One of the reasons that I love Gail's snippet of a story so much is because fun is an enormous part of my values in quilting. We quilt for fun. And if it's not fun, what is the point? Why are we doing this? Right? And so part of everything that I do is I want to be infusing fun into this process, including long arming. Pam says, I'm still a beginner with this new machine, but I've learned so much about confidence and an I can do it attitude, how to have fun, how to lose some of my fear of failure, plus how to make some beautiful motifs on a gorgeous panel. Thank you, Holly Ann, for your enthusiasm, patience, and for teaching this old dog new tricks. On to the next quilt panel, right? When it comes to your long arm, you have made a huge investment, and I want to help you get the most out of that. The saddest story in many ways to me is hearing about rock stars who have made the big investment and then they get overwhelmed, right? And I really want to help make sure that you get the most out of that investment. Yes, exactly, Beth. Several baby quilts to finish. Oh, we're going to get those done so fast, Beth. So fast. So excited. All right. So Longarm Preparatory has an enormous total value, but as always, I like to make my courses as accessible as I can. It includes lifetime access to 4 units of quality video lessons that cover the supplies you need for long arming, the parts of your long arm, how to actually quilt something, getting that backing, batting, and top on the frame, getting it basted, getting it quilted, how we handle tension, all of that good stuff. It also includes a newly expanded workbook with quick guides, doodle pages, and more, a private Facebook group with live Q&As with me so that you never feel alone, right? You have this big old machine in your house. Something goes wrong, you're not sure what to do. That can feel so scary and isolating. Not anymore, because you're going to have the Longarm Prep Facebook group and all of these rock stars who have your back, all right? Plus the Intro to FMQ mini course. So for those of you that have never done hand-guided quilting before, the Intro to FMQ course is going to teach you a few key motifs so that you can practice your hand-guided quilting as part of the course. All right. As I mentioned, this is a total value of over $700 US, but it is available for the full price enrollment of $197 US or 3 payments of $67. And you get lifetime access to all of this. So if we update the course, add to the course, if you start the course and then life happens and then you need to come back later, if you switch machines and want to go back through it in the future, if you get stuck on something and need to review, you have a lifetime access. The only catch right now is that enrollment does end tonight, okay? And the new student orientation starts on Monday. It's like right around the corner. So if you're here and you're like, I have a big old long arm that's taking up space in my house and I need to feel confident using it, I think this is the course for me. I'm dropping the link in the chat where you can get enrolled, stringandstory.com/longarmprep, okay? Debbie says, I've already been watching the FMQ videos. I love your teaching style. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I try to make it fun, I try to make it light, but try to make it clear as well. All right. Now, long arm prep includes, as I mentioned, these 4 units. So we have our introduction. That's just going to be all the setup stuff. Then we're going to talk about supplies and setup. So gathering your things to long arm, getting everything loaded on the long arm, adjusting your tension. It gets its own unit because it's kind of a whole thing, right? And of course, navigating your quilting plan. And inside that unit 4, we have videos of me doing an all over design, a semi-custom quilt, and a fully custom quilting plan. And you can watch me start to finish. Now, for those units, if you did my masterclass and my challenge last week, we do use time lapses. And you know, if you were with me last week, the time lapses are garbage, right? So we've actually added one more bonus with this, that I did some real-time demos over the summer covering those same quilting plans. But it's about an hour. They're each about an hour long and they're in real time. So you don't see everything start to finish, but it gives you a good concept of the actual pacing of projects like this. And then you can get the full scope of the thing with the time lapse. So we use both, and you get access to both as part of the course. All right. The Facebook group is a bit like our study hall. Our course is going to be inside a platform called Kajabi. So you can go back to it and log in. It's just like a digital course library that you can log into again and again. All right. And then our Facebook group is where I'm going to have those live Q&As. It's where you can post pictures and ask for help. And you can get all the support and fun and everything that you need inside that group. All right. Live Q&As are on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. I did not update the slide. I apologize. At 2 p.m. Eastern, but there is always a replay because, as I mentioned at the top of our time together, we have lots of time zones represented, lots of places around the world. And I know that it's not always feasible for you to join me live. So we always collect questions ahead of time, and there's always a replay. All right. And lifetime access means lifetime access. If life happens and you aren't able to finish the course on the original schedule, if you want to return to the course later, or if we do any big updates to the course, you're going to get access to all of those. Okay. So Longarm Preparatory allows you to learn to long arm from the privacy and comfort of your own home. It's ready when you are, regardless of geography or time zone, with on-demand pre-recorded video lessons. It connects you with other rock stars in training around the world so that you can help and encourage each other. Speaking of, let me introduce you to Deanna. Deanna says, I loved all the positive encouragement from Holly Ann. Her enthusiasm made the journey so much fun. I was ready to give up and sell my used long arm that I purchased. I came across this course and decided to give it one more try. I'm so glad that I signed up. Not only did I decide not to give up, I decided to upgrade to a new machine. I can't wait to continue my learning journey. And then Anne writes, nothing fancy on this table runner, but I'm very pleased to have moved beyond my fear of this big machine. Learning to float the top, solve tension issues, and move around the quilting space have made all the difference. Thank you, Hag, for your patience and cheerleading. So rock stars, if you have a long arm that you are new to using, or you're nervous about using, or you're an aspiring long armer in the process of picking out your machine, Longarm Prep is the course for you. And I would be delighted for you to join me and these 43 other amazing rock stars that we've already celebrated this afternoon and jump in to Longarm Preparatory. As I mentioned, the link is in the caption. It is also in the chat, stringandstory.com/longarm prep. All right, now rock stars, welcome to Longarm Preparatory. The fun begins now. Before we wrap up our time together, are there any last minute questions that I can answer for you? Whether you've already jumped into the class and you've got questions about how things are getting started, or whether you're about to jump into the class and you want to make sure that you understand. All right. I'm going to drop one more link for y'all. And this is for those of you who have already signed up. Okay. This is the optional kit. Longarm Prep is a little bit different from Free Motion Quilting Academy in the sense that this is a really quick course, right? We go start to finish in like 6 weeks flat inside Longarm Prep, which means you're going to want this kit as early in the process as possible. That's why I was mentioning at the beginning of, man, they were like booking it. That's why I was mentioning at the beginning of our time together that those of you who are waiting on your kits that have already ordered, your batting is here, and I'm going to be getting it out to you as quickly as I can, right? Because I want you to have this kind of from day one. So if you want to be able to follow along on the exact panels that I am using in the videos and have those handy, if you want to use some of the same solids, the same batting, the same thread, get that kit ordered so that I can get it put together and sent out to you as quickly as possible. Janet, the workbook will be available next week as part of new student orientation. If you go ahead and log into Kajabi and go to that introduction and orientation unit, there's a course schedule. And you can download that course schedule and it'll show you on there when we're going to be releasing the workbook next week. Melanie says, is there a way I can send you a question if I'm not on Facebook and won't be able to do the live Q&As? Yes, you're always welcome to email me, Melanie. hello@stringandstory.com. And they'll get flagged for me. And I will do my best to remember to answer them in the Q&A as well as respond to your email. And then all of the Q&As that we do on Facebook also get downloaded and they get added to Kajabi. You'll notice when you log in, there'll be a little section that under your courses that says Longarm Preparatory. And then there'll also be something under your courses called Longarm Prep Q&A Vault. And that's where all the Q&As are uploaded. So even though you won't be able to watch them live, Melanie, you will be able to still watch the replays. Elizabeth says, have you sent the Kajabi link yet? Yes, excuse me, Beth. It should have been sent right after you signed up. You created a login during the sign up process. If you're not sure if you have it, during the orientation emails next week, we'll send detailed login instructions and password reset instructions in case you've lost that link or for some reason it didn't send or got lost in the ether. Sometimes that happens. That's one of the very first things we do as part of orientation is making sure everyone can sign in. So don't you worry. You're doing great. All right, rock stars. Enrollment closes tonight for Longarm Preparatory. So go ahead and sign up at stringandstory.com/longarm prep if you are a new, nervous, or aspiring long arm quilter. If you've already joined us and you want to make sure that you have the kit, go ahead and place those orders so we can get those out to you as quickly as possible because we are going to jump in with both feet next week. And I am so excited to get y'all quilting and feeling like the long arm quilting rock stars that I already know that you are. All right. Huzzah. Yeah, Beth, you're good to go for orientation. Everything will get sent via email and we'll make sure that you'll have the logins that you need. So Melanie, Elizabeth, Beth, Janet, Debbie, and others, Tracy, Vanessa, Janet, and everyone else who's been in the chat and who we got to welcome on our slides today. Welcome to Longarm Prep. I'm thrilled to have you. I'll see you during orientation next week.